your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Bankroll brain, honey, where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Take a trip, money, bite your lip, money. Here's a tip, honey, get your brain spending on bang, 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 brain.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Girl What?
And the podcast. We just talked about this. Jeff, keep this one. Keep this one in, Jeff.
This is a keeper. This is a keeper. The Girl What podcast mashup. I am your host, Danielle Denise.
And I'm Sir Real Camille.
Yes, and we're back again.
Back again.
Yes. We are here with new shows. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about our day. We're gonna talk about more updating stuff about our livelihood and our shows, and a little pet peeve at the end of the episode. So
yes.
So how are you, Queen? How's your week going?
It's going. It's fine. It's very, the end of the year is so like, I feel like everyone is just in zombie mode once we're in the final days of the year, even though it's really just days. Like work, like not everyone is quite back at work just yet, and people are still acting like it's the right time to be going out and doing this New Year's Eve shit. So there's a little bit of apocalypse, there's a little bit of optimism, and I'm just here living my best life.
That's all you can do. Literally all you can do. I am feeling you. I finally wrapped up my work day, so it's the last day of work for this week. I'm off for New Year's Eve and the rest of the weekend. That's the thing. When the holiday falls on the weekend, it's like a wasted day because you want those days off during the week.
100. And it's this next year because New Year's and Christmas are on Saturday or Sunday next year.
Yeah, man, that's trash. And
so Godspeed. They're
easily gonna make us work that Monday. Like, you had the day off. No.
Ain't that? And during all of the times when they're also not giving us any more money, when we should be going back into lockdown, it's
Listen,
I don't know what divine power is responsible for the days of the week, but I think I think it's so stupid that Thanksgiving can be whatever fucking Thursday it decides to be. Mm-hmm. But Christmas got to be on a rotation when Jesus' ass wasn't even born. I shouldn't say that. I'm not religious, but somebody might be upset about that.
No, because every time someone tells me that, I'm always forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not. But then I don't know what the actual day is. So
I don't know when he was born, but yeah, you're damn right. He wasn't going to be able to be born on December 25th in Jerusalem. Jerusalem? Leave it in. Jerusalem. I don't know what just happened in my brain. I don't know if I had a stroke or what.
You combine Jerusalem and like Salem, Massachusetts together. Or
I guess.
Thinking about Jesus and witches. Golly.
The ungodly hour.
Right. What a construct. But yes, I feel you. I definitely want to talk about some COVID protocols, work protocols in my pet peeve.
Oh
no. So I'm going to save it for the end because as some may know, I did catch COVID earlier this month, and it was an experience. I will say that. Everyone's experience is different, but then again, I was outside, so I'm holding myself accountable, and it is what it is. I'm better now, negative as of Christmas Eve, which close.
What a gift.
What a gift.
What a gift.
Wow. Like, I almost had to stay home for Christmas. And I was like, that was about to be really lame. Like, you don't want to be stuck in the house. However, I do know some coworkers that did. They had to cancel their flights and everything. And I was like, oh, see.
Oh, traveling was anus this holiday season for a lot of people. People in Seattle were stuck in that airport for like multiple days because of flights being grounded.
They canceled a lot of flights, and it was also like the biggest travel day of like the year. Like people were
100
booking flights, whether they're going home, out the country, what have you.
And there was a huge flight attendant and like staff shortage because they had so many people on their teams calling out last minute, whether they were getting COVID or just like, you know what? No.
Yeah, it's getting ugly. So protect yourself, y'all. Like, the New Year's is not that big of a deal. But hey, if you want to turn up and go out, do you. I am not your mother.
We're so far beyond the point of like trying to police anybody for how they're doing things. But, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I, too, will be here taking it easy, eating some of the last carbs I plan on eating for a hot minute because I am doing the New Year's resolution shit and I'm jumping back into this keto trash. So I'll be eating and drinking. I kind of want a shroom, but more on that later.
Ooh, yeah. You know, I kind of want to finish my shroom chocolate. However,
yes.
I got to be careful.
You know, and then it's also like, do we? I don't know if I should be.
It's
trying
hard.
to hallucinate right now.
That's what I'm saying, because it's an emotional state. Like, if you're not... Listen, that last time was an experience as well. I didn't realize how sensitive I was to everything. Crying for hours was not on the roster of things to do. I was exhausted. I was like, I need to go to sleep. But
hours of crying is
hours, like
depleting.
But not like boo-hooing, not like but like I'm watching that Love Life show and everything's just streaming. My face is just wet. And I'm like, oh my God, Danielle, get it together. It wasn't working. So good times.
I love that.
Yeah.
Did it feel cathartic? Like, did it feel like a release, or were you just like, this is too much?
It was a little too much because it was when I had COVID. I was still like on one of the days that felt pretty sickly. So I'm already congested. And then crying just adds an extra layer of congestion and like puffiness to my eyes. Like, I looked crazy.
Yeah, it probably made you feel even sicker.
Yeah, because now I'm trying to lay down. I'm like, I can't breathe at all.
No.
So I just got up and I remember it was like 7 a.m. and I was like, you know what? I should just start my challenge now. I hadn't gone to sleep yet at all from the night before. And I just poured my water in my gallon jug and I started to hit the pavement. I literally went on a walk at 7:30 in the morning. It was actually really beautiful. Like, the sun was out. It was a clear day. It was just a little cold, but other than that, I was like, and then I cried again. Like, I sat somewhere and cried again.
Not there you go. I'm so sorry. I cry so few times. Like, I'm stoked when I cry because it happens twice a year.
Oh my God.
So whenever I hear other people cry, I'm like, yes, get it out.
It is, yeah, it's supposed to be a release. Like, that second time was when I was like, everything was just so beautiful and I was just overwhelmed by the area I was at because it was like a fountain and I found like this cute little zen area to sit down. I was just like, this is just so nice. Like,
you just felt so blessed. You were, but also like so unworthy, I'm sure. Like, like,
truly.
Oh my gosh.
Truly, yeah, it was everything. It was like beautiful but unworthy. Self-doubt somehow like found its way to my thoughts. And I was
not that like, right, like,
and then I started
like, shit.
Yeah, like, I don't deserve to be here. Like, what is this life?
Get the fuck away from that fountain. That ain't for you.
And then I started calling my friends. I'm like, somebody's gonna answer me. I hope. I can't believe people were actually answering the phone. Like, I had like 3 different conversations and I was like so thankful. Like, you guys, like, thank you so much for answering.
Nice. And were they hype when you told them that you were shrooming, or were they just like, oh, girl, what are you doing?
It was very much, yeah, I was like laughing and then like, why did you do that? And I was like, listen, I've been in the house for a week. I can't go nowhere. I've had this chocolate for a minute. I just wanted to test it. I didn't know how to gauge it and I just kept eating it. So that, yeah, my bad.
Like, bitch, I can't go nowhere, so my mind's got to go somewhere.
Exactly. Like, might as well go on a trip mentally if I can't do it any other way.
I mean,
yeah.
Just stay hydrated.
Oh, I did. I drank all the water. So shout out to my challenge. Oh, my challenge.
Honestly.
So my challenge, I am 66 days as of today. So
I clap.
Go me. Yeah. Little clap. Little applause. and I'll be done next week. Yeah.
Now, you'll be done. So you're just going to be like, fuck this. I'm not drinking any water. I'm going to burn books. I'm going to eat chili cheese fries every day. Or like, are you going to springboard into more healthy habits?
The water is killer. I hate it every day. It's such a burden, but I have to mentally trick myself that this is a good thing. And it is. Don't get me wrong. I feel like this is the reason my skin has been really nice. However, I don't see myself drinking a full gallon every day after the challenge is over. So that will be a change. The alcohol, honestly, not having alcohol has been the easiest part of this whole thing. I don't really need to consume it. But I do see myself easing my way back in, like maybe with wine, because I have that more than anything. And then it maybe back into tequila, because I did like tequila. It was good to me these last years in 30. But
silver tequila was my lockdown booze for sure.
Yeah, same. It was a good time. But because
I always tell people, like, I used to love whiskey, and I still do, but I do not want to be whiskey drunk at home.
Whiskey drunk is heavy. It's heavy on the body. But yeah, I used to love an Irish mule, which is basically a Moscow mule, but with whiskey. So
Cheers.
I feel you. I was a whiskey girl once upon a time, but tequila is now a quality tequila is all you need, and then
that's it.
Smooth sailing. And if you do it right, you just know your limit and you stop, you'll be cool. So I do see alcohol coming back into my life, but the healthy eating, I think I can sustain. I would like a piece of pizza and some ice cream every now and again, though. So
I heard that.
Yeah. So, but I think it's all within, what's the word? All within, what am I trying to think of? Damn.
You're every woman. It's all within you.
Within moderation.
Anything you want done, baby, do it moderately. Oh.
That's it.
I love that though.
Yes.
That's the note.
That's the note. That key, that E flat.
You better stop. That key, that E. I die.
Yes.
No, I love that. And you know what? You posted about like, hey, if I have inspired you with my challenge in any way, shape, or form, let me know.
Yeah.
So I want to let you know that you have inspired me, bitch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That makes me feel so good to hear that. You did. Yeah. You started drinking water.
I did start the water thing. 66 days? Absolutely not. Perhaps 6. But I do plan on bringing... I do actually want to do that exact same water challenge starting Set Your Day. And outside of that, I just want to enjoy... I just want to set myself up to enjoy keto, because keto is the one thing that like really did like I really found things that I truly fucked with keto. So I just want to really put together a good list, make sure that I know all the vitamins that I want to be taking. I just really want to have a good take care of me year. Yeah. I'm manifesting a lot of good shit in 2022, and I know people like do that whole like resolution, you're gonna give up by fucking February, but okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. I always say if you have the motivation to improve yourself, fuck what anybody else has to say, just go do it.
Just do it, because that's literally the first step, just trying it out. I'm honestly impressed by my own discipline this far.
I am too, Diva. Especially just hearing how much you're ready to drop the water thing right now.
Yeah, man, that water. But it's not to say like I don't drink water. I drink water every single day. But because it's been cold, I like hot water, so I like tea. So I didn't even think tea counted, because you're doctoring it to be a little more flavorful, and I do add quite a bit of honey and all that stuff. So water is a lot more pure. There's nothing in it. Sometimes I'll add like a lemon wedge at most, but it's a different ball game. So, but keto, that's a great diet too. I've actually never tried that, but I've heard people have great results from it if you can actually stick to it. So
yeah, and listen, I'm a breakfast bitch, so all I gotta do is drop the pastries and such, and we'll be rocking and rolling. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna say farewell to quality foods. I wanted to get a clam chowder bread bowl with this gift card that I got from this mom whose kid I work for. I forget. It's always weird addressing like the family of my clients. One of my friends pointed it out the other day, and she's like, "Bitch, why do you always say this mom when you're talking about this kid's mom?" Because I'm like, and I said, you know what, I like to keep things professional and at a distance, so. You don't need to know anybody's name. She just needs to be this obscure figure as far as you're concerned. This kid's mom.
No face, no case.
That's it.
This kid's mom. Like every time it's kind of funny. Yeah, the kid's mom, she gifted me something. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Why the fuck was I bringing her up? She gifted me a Panera gift card. So I was like, oh, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I want a clam chowder bread bowl. You're absolutely right. Let's say farewell to too many goddamn carbs, in style. Yeah. And I realized, or I looked into it, these motherfuckers got rid of their clam chowder. It's not on their menu anymore.
Oh,
it was too much of a hassle.
Oh, damn. But they still have like a bread bowl option?
They had a bread bowl option, but if it wasn't the clam chowder, I was like, there's nothing else I want in a bread bowl capacity. Like, because you really have to like the soup that you're fucking with to eat it out of a bowl that soaks it up.
You're not a cheddar broccoli girl?
I am a cheddar broccoli girl. Not in bread bowl. Not in that vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
That is
I will take that shit quickly. But that is actually what I copped out to. I just got a broccoli cheddar and a sandwich. I have to make one more batch of dressing because I made some for Christmas, and I have enough to make like another batch. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Oh my god!
And which I actually might start that tonight, to be honest with you, and then. Yeah, that's probably going to be what I send myself out with. If I'm really feeling froggy, I might go get Ethiopian food tomorrow.
Wow, come on.
If they're open.
Look at you. That is hilarious because I didn't know people be cooking like that prior to the new year. But Ironic actually just texted me. I was like, what are you guys doing? And she sent me a giant pan of mac and cheese, fried chicken, sweet potatoes. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing Christmas all over again? Like,
did she do black eyed peas?
She didn't send me a photo of that, so I don't think so.
I should ask my family, but it is a thing, and I don't know if this happens in non-black families, but we do black eyed peas and okra, or at least we would do that every New Year for like a while.
So
but I was talking to my grandma, and she literally was brought like, they have this. Her church is so southern. She's in South Carolina, and she didn't make it into church the day after Christmas. But her pastor sent someone over with what is called the widow's basket, and basically it goes out to all the widows, and it's got like, I think, rice, fresh grown greens, and black eyed peas, and I think maybe a ham hock or something. I don't know, but it's got that sort of a setup. And she was telling me how somebody dropped off her widow's basket and how she's getting down on some black eyed peas. And by no means is this the first time I've heard about black people doing this for New Year's. So I don't know why, but it's a thing.
I didn't even know. Okay, well, good to know. I'm gonna hit up my mom. Like, making anything New Year's Day?
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Why am I do you like black eyed peas? Have you had them before?
I have, but I wouldn't say I crave them to ever make them. Yeah, I've never made a black eyed pea. My grandparents definitely loved a black eyed pea. So when they would host a Thanksgiving or something or anything celebratory, it was a dish. But not even my mom. I don't think my mom likes them. So we definitely didn't grow up with it in the house. But Graham's house, for sure, there's a black eyed pea happening. Okra, never grew up on that at all. I don't think anybody in my family likes it or cooks with it, period. It's not in a gumbo. It's not in anything. So
not even in gumbo. Interesting. And and again, I don't know how much of a staple in gumbo okra is, but
I think it depends on where you're from.
Well, my family grew up. Well, I'm not sure what state my mom's side of the family all grew up in, besides California. But I mean, her family's been in California for a few generations. But I know my dad's side of the family also grew up in, or also are from Mississippi.
Okay, so the South. I feel like
I was just gonna say that's
deep South. I feel like that's okra territory. Anything?
Listen.
Yeah. Over there, Louisiana onward.
Yeah.
They definitely touch and like an okra. But my roots stem from Arkansas, but even my family, because like a lot of them are in the Bay Area, they don't make anything with okra. So I don't know what it is. I have tried it once at someone else's house with their gumbo, and I get why they don't like it. It's a very slimy thing.
There is a slime too. I love me a fried okra because it puts that slime in its place, and it tastes really good.
I gotta try it fried then. Okay, I'll put that on my list.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's get into our show.
We have a new show, and we're keeping it black.
I'm keeping it black. It is called Abbott Elementary, honey.
I'm so excited about this show.
Yes, it stars and is written by Miss Quinta Benton. Is it Benton? Damn.
Brunson. Quinta Brunson.
Brunson. Damn, I hate that I messed up her name, but love her.
Love her so much.
Yes.
Did you? Now, I know that she's been in these internet streets for a minute. I haven't really followed her directly myself, but I am interested to go back and see some of the shit she's done besides the memes that I know her for being in.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was also on season 1 of a Black Lady sketch show.
She was. I think she appears in. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Season 1 was her biggest or most frequent of the seasons.
Yes.
Yeah, same. I didn't follow her I still don't follow her. Let me be real, but I remember her as her debut one was the large at the movie theater. He got money. That was the best.
She's so funny. Even though I haven't followed her specifically, I know everyone who I hear talk about her talks about how funny she is, what a great mind she has, her timing, her work ethic. So I know about Quinta without knowing about Quinta.
Yeah, exactly. I know she was part of the BuzzFeed family for a minute, and she writes, she produces, so she's out here, but she's low key. So I appreciate that. She's still on the come up. To me, she's still on the come up. This is a great show. I think she's still capable of making a lot more projects. So I would say this first episode has kept my attention. I'm here for it. I love the setup. It's based in Philadelphia. Yes. You think she's from there? I'm assuming she's from there.
She might be. I mean, especially if she created this show, it'd be easier to pull from personal experience. So
completely, yeah, it only makes sense because this is it's kind of dark when you think about it. It's talking about the Philadelphia school district and the struggles they have of just obtaining money and resources for the teachers to provide for their students. But
I love that they're telling that story through a comedic lens. Right? They keep it funny, they keep it fun, and the characters on the show are amazing. All the teachers. So great cast. There's not a bad cast member so far.
100%. And Quinta's in it. Quinta is Miss T. So she's one of the newer teachers on the show.
Yes, Janine Teagues.
And you can tell that she wants the best for her students. She's trying her hardest to just get whatever they need. You could see that she's still fresh in teaching, that she doesn't have control over her students, like to make them quiet down or anything like that. So she does a lot of counting. And she said, like, you know, if you try anything from 1 to 40, they'll start to calm down.
Oh, try count. Like, okay, count, bitch, work.
A lot of counting.
She gave that advice to her fellow young and also white teacher. That was Miss Tina Schwartz.
Yes.
And Tina was having a meltdown the entire episode because of her kids, and she took that advice at one point. She said, because Miss Teagues, Quinta's character, said, "Listen, yeah, just count down from 1 to 40." And later on in the day, it's speculated that she kicked one of the kids, but she said that it's because he attacked her, or he like made an attack at her first, a second grader, mind you. And so shit's going down in the hallway. The kids, the teachers are all gathering around, and Cheryl Lee Ralph's character, Miss Barbara Howard, turns to Quinta and goes, I wonder if she tried to count.
Yes. Cheryl Lee.
Total bitch.
Miss Howard. Okay, yes. So Miss Howard is played by the icon Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Cheryl Lee.
A legend. And already killing the role as a more seasoned teacher, a woman of God, as she described herself.
She said, "My name is Barbara Howard. I'm a woman of God.
I get my nails done every week." I was like, okay, I feel you.
I love it. And the premise of this, I love with this, because you know, there's a few shows that have done like the documentary, like the mockumentary style program.
Wait, I can't hear you. Oh no, are you talking?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. What'd you do?
I dropped my whiteboard on my mute button.
Oh, okay.
But we're back. It's fine.
We're back.
There's a few shows that have done this mockumentary style, and so many of them don't address the fact that they're being filmed.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's just a thing that is happening. But they'll still address like the crew, but they won't talk about what is being filmed or what it's for. But I love that they start off from the beginning, like it's we find out a little bit later, but about like why it's happening, or like who is responsible for the film crew being there. But they do say at the very beginning that that they're filming, so they break that fourth wall. They let us know that there is a documentary crew filming the goings-ons at Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, so I like that. And then the person responsible for it is actually, no, let's not talk about the principal yet. So before the principal, we still have more teachers. So the white male teacher, Mr. Hill.
Yes, Jacob Hill.
He is new, just like Miss T, but the way he said, "I teach history, but I live in the present."
And he was so proud of that shit. It reminded me of a Lawrence joke.
Truly. And he really wants to like include himself in like Black culture a lot, which is like a bothered white person. Yeah, it's one of those like white people that are like kind of insufferable to be around.
Yes, I love that Quinta shuts him down every time. Like there's one at one point she cuts him off to not even speaking to him, talking to someone else. She refers to him as Ta-Nehisi quotes, just dragging him for trying to wield his knowledge of Black culture. And white privilege, I suppose. And then later in the episode, she directly says to him, "Jacob, how many times do I have to tell you, don't talk about your time in Africa?"
It's weird.
It's fucking weird. You shouldn't have gone. I so do not like when non-Black people talk to me about going to Africa when I have not been to Africa.
Listen, I've had coworkers go recently. And we're not close, so the conversation will never come up. But it's funny because I watched her on her Instagram, like where she went. She did all the fun stuff, all the touristy things, of course. And that was it. That's all, they're going to do. Unless you run into somebody who's like Mr. Hill, who might try to go to a a missionary, building churches and stuff.
Gag.
But that's like the only two type of people, white people, that'll go and do stuff. They're either doing the touristy stuff or they're just going to try to help the people, quote unquote. But either way, it is kind of annoying because it's like, I would love to go. To this day, I would feel the most comfortable going with one of my African friends or somebody who can like really help guide you on where to be and what's not safe to travel to, because
yeah,
it's pretty tough over there depending on what country you're going to. So one day
someday. First, I want to get the there's an African like genealogy test that you can take to like do. It does a better job of trying to trace your DNA to specific tribes in Africa, or at least specific countries in Africa.
Like,
so I would have absolutely want to do that.
Or what? Which one?
I don't know what it's called. I have one of my friend's husbands does these. I'll have to hit her up and find out like what they are and what it's called and all that, but and how it works also, because listen, I do not know. It's all magic to me. So I'm gonna find out what spell this is what spell book this is in.
It sounds like it's like one of those like 23andMe type of things. Like you spit in the thing and give it to the government.
It's very like that. Yeah. It's very like that, but with a company who has like a database that is black.
Let me know when you find out. I
will actually. I'll have to hit her up.
So yeah, we have Mr. Hill. We also have another white teacher, but she's more of like Italian or Sicilian.
She seems so fucking fun already.
She's hilarious. I'm just gonna call her Melissa because I forgot her last name.
Scamenti,
or yeah, something
schematic.
Like that. Schematic. She's great. She's one of the more seasoned teachers as well, kind of like Miss Howard. Very resourceful, very street smart. I love how she was teaching the kids that 100 is also a C note.
Because we need to know. And isn't
Get
like
into it.
let this like mob wife Italian Sicilian teacher be teaching this classroom of black kids in the hood. Like this can only result in magic.
Right.
But she's super funny. She's also very no bullshit. Her and Barb, Cheryl Lee Ralph's character, are very quick to let their opinions be known and let their priorities be known. Like towards the end of the episode, when they're going to check on Janine after the confrontation with the principal, a bunch of them were like, the principal was like, where are you guys going? When they were all leaving the powwow, she called, and a bunch of them were like, I'm going to go check on Janine. Melissa goes, I'm going to go eat lunch. After I check on Janine. As a bitch, you better go eat lunch. And I know you are pissed that this meeting was called during your lunch period.
100%. No, yeah, she keeps it real. I love it. She's super blunt. And, she's always on the lookout for the cops because she's must be connected with the mob for real. So
she don't play.
I respect her. Then we have Gregory, who is
Gregory Eddie.
Yes, that's Tyler James' character, and he is a substitute as of right now. Came on the scene after the kid fight with the white. What was her name? The teacher?
Tina Schwartz. After Miss Schwartz kicked the second grader in response to her being afraid of black people.
Yeah, so she got fired naturally, and Gregory comes into play, and he's finding his footing a little bit. He's already a little apprehensive, like, what did I get myself into type of feeling.
I love that he spilled the tea as soon as on his like first interview with the documentary crew. He was like, yeah, I was supposed to be I was actually interviewed for the principal position here, and I'm just substituting until I can get that position. He says I actually got the role, but I'm not sure what happened. And then it cuts to our lovely principal talking about how she caught the deacon cheating on his wife. And to the power of gossip, she Real Housewives her way right to this principal position.
Yes. And that principal is Principal Coleman.
Ava Coleman.
Played by Janelle James, who she has a special on either HBO or Netflix. I want to check it out.
Does she? I cannot. She's
working.
Danielle. She is so funny.
Is she? Listen,
I think I haven't seen her special. Just based off this episode, I think she is hilarious.
No, she's great.
She's borderline like sociopathic with the way that she just cannot be phased by anything anybody says to her. Any of the real harsh realities. She's just all about pep and PR and this film crew and money and her hair. Like,
oh, I love a wig change.
So she had so many.
All right in one episode, which I think was all of one day.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful, but yeah, she gives me strong Niecy Nash energy, just vivacious.
She's like Niecy Nash meets Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, because she's like tone deaf. She's not like self-aware of anything. She doesn't give a fuck
tone deaf at all.
Like the teachers are literally like, we need supplies. She's like, I hear you, but I'm gonna make this sign because that comes first. I'm gonna put this giant plastic sign on the outside. I use up all of the money.
They spend the entire episode talking about, like, the entire episode is really so much about like the needs of the resources in the school. And I love that they talk about the divide between the older generation and the younger generation, because it happens, as somebody who has worked with kids and has worked in school settings, like this dynamic happens every time. Every time.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's always jaded older teachers and either overly eager young staff or overly apathetic young staff who are just like trying to get the fuck out. But poor Miss Teagues deals with her student Jamal taking a piss on the second grade or first grade rug.
Yep.
Which is a sanctuary place for her class. And it's really the focal point of this episode. And I love that, it talks, because being a teacher is so much about like the things that educators and people that work with kids focus on and the conversations that we have and the things that resources get allocated to, they sound silly out of context. Things like, crayons, markers, a rug. But something like a rug has so much power, and it's just so important for the dynamic of a learning environment, or it can be.
Yep.
And I love that they chose to like focus on something so mundane almost, because it is like so much of working in, there's hilarious shit that is absolutely worthy of being on television and that goes on in a school setting with kids. But like when you zoom out, or if you compare it to all the other shows that are on or the other content, it's not sexy. It's not like these other things, but it's important and it's real and it's funny. So I love that how much importance is put on something like a rug. For this episode.
You're absolutely right. That was actually one of my bullet points. Because Miss T actually says, for primary classes, rugs are the common space for kids, like a huge Xanax for kids to sit on.
Come on now. And Quinta's timing when she says that to the camera, just the way that her ability to like just use her eyes to finish a joke is so great. It's just to put that little exclamation point or that little punctuation on the end of a joke. It's so good.
100%. And when I thought back, I was like, you know what? Those times where we like either did those read-alongs or whatever the fuck we were doing on the rug, it was a chill time. And low-key, I would be ready to take a nap. I'd be like,
yeah.
Is the day over? Because I'm ready to like knock out.
Come on now.
Yeah, so
and she even talks about at the end of the episode when there's sort of after this big conflict that happens, they're talking about the rug again. They're outside of Miss Teague's classroom and they're looking inside, and one of the kids, I can't remember his name, but one of the kids is in the classroom sleeping on like his backpack or something.
Oh,
and she's talking about how the kid says that the rug that was in that classroom is softer than his bed at home. And so often in like lower income communities, often in black and brown neighborhoods, like when the kids are at school, that's when they get the rest, the best rest that they're going to get. That's when they get the best food that they're going to get. That's when they get the best nourishment, attention, like focus. Like that's when like the best part of their, or the most comfortable part of their life is when they're at school. So I love like the dynamic of old teachers, young teachers, and then the teachers and this vapid ass principal. And just how like they bring comedy, or like, I guess they're using comedy as a vehicle to bring really important conversations about education. To fucking ABC, damn it. I love to see it.
Right, a major network. I love it too. And that's very true, because the public school systems are rocky, I would say, across the nation, depending on what city you live in. So it was a eye opener, and that's where like it kind of got deep without, you know, getting emotional. But it was very much a fact, because a lot of these kids are coming here for like sanctuary. Like this is like where they can actually be themselves or feel comfortable, what have you. So it was nice that they touched on that, and it really centered it back to the rug and the importance of it. So it wasn't just like, you know, Miss T was just like, I just need a rug. No, it actually was a reason for the rug to be there.
Yeah, it's like a landmark in the classroom, and just it's such good writing, because they do so much with so little, which is also what teachers do.
100%. It's what they do. They just look
the
after
good ones,
the
at
kids.
least.
Right, and they do what they can with the budgets they have. In fact, so when Miss Schwartz, before she kicked the kid, she had come into she came into the lunchroom frazzled because she just didn't have control over the kids. Long story short.
One of the kids walked by her and told her to watch her six, and she's freaking out, saying, "What does that mean? Black people, what does that mean?"
She's like, "I don't know what that means." Like ready to pull her hair out.
You teaching them about the clock? Figure it out.
100%. And you can just tell she's losing it, and she's one of the newer teachers. But it also circled back into what Miss Howard said too, where she says, why can't you teachers stick it out for more than 2 years? More turnovers than a bakery.
More turnovers than a bakery. First of all, what like turnovers are the worst part of the bakery.
I don't like turnovers.
This was a drag. This was so many drags, because not only are you a pastry at this bakery, you are at the bottom of the barrel.
The worst type of pastry.
That's what I'm talking about. Miss Howard said, "Bitch, I am a tart."
I am a tart,
which she would not say, because that's also, you know, whatever. I don't know pastries.
I'm the finest croissant.
I'm a tiramisu.
I want tiramisu. Yeah. No, these are like real moments in this episode. That's what I loved.
It is, because that is so true. Like, and I only very recently decided that working with kids was going to be like the career path that I'm going to stick with.
Nice.
But yeah, it is such a thing, because even the teachers or the people that work with kids that think that they're like, you know what, I'm not just here for a year, I'm not just here for months, I'm here for 2 years. Like even they/we are a little self-righteous, because when you're working with kids, like 2 years is such a small fraction of being in like a specific child's life, whether it's like you as their teacher or you as like their therapist, whatever. Like, so it's an interesting dynamic with the older teachers, because they have this built-in expectation that you can totally understand that these kids aren't worth the shit till they're worth the shit. You know, these younger teachers that is.
Yeah, I will say Miss Howard especially, she was kind of like a pessimist in a way, where she was like, I expect nothing, like from students, from the principal, from the school district and the budget. Like every time Miss T was trying to rally them up to get these rugs, Miss Howard was just like, for what? like,
Like, for what?
And like,
it's very, why would I make my bed? It's gonna just get unmade again anyway.
Yeah, like she already knows the outcome, that there's just not enough effort from just the higher ups anyway to get what they want. And the scene that was really hilarious is when Miss T decided to go above the principal because she was mad that the principal spent all of their budget on this raggedy sign that
Can we talk about the sign for a second? Because
I thought it was like a salon shop sign. Like, what was that?
it was this gross green. I don't know what the font was, but it said William R. Abbott Elementary. And It's got a full body of Miss Ava Coleman, Principal Ava Coleman in a suit doing some like realty poster pose as if her name is William R. Abbott. What are you doing?
I know.
And then it was also seeing the sign after we find out that she only has the job because she is blackmailing the deacon, and the substitute or the person who was supposed to get the job is a substitute teacher at this school. It just seemed like just this bitch is wild. Because if I was Mr. Eddie, I'd be like, this bitch really is cementing herself in my job.
Literally, like the audacity is high with this principal. Like she doesn't give a fuck like at all. So
and she is just smiling the whole time.
Just smiling. And like even with the way she revealed, she's like, you see it? Like, look at me.
You see it. Oh my God. And just to get a sense of like her vapidness, there's one scene in I know we're going, I know I'm taking this off course a little bit, but there was one scene in the teacher's lounge where the younger teachers are complaining, and then she said something like, I'm just hearing like need and this and this and that and now, and then she says to Barb, and then we have then we have Barb over here who is great at not asking for anything. Barb, how do you do it? And then she says and then Barb says something like, I just have accepted the fact that there's nothing really you can do.
Yes.
And she twisted that, or Principal Coleman twisted that to be like, thank you for being so understanding, Miss Howard. Anyway, I gotta go.
Tone deaf. That was like, oh yeah, she gets me. She understands. She knows
my hands are tied. She's so funny.
No, she's hilarious. And Barbara is good for a shady little comment. That's what I love about her. Come on, Miss Howard.
Her and Melissa, when they did the back-to-back interviews, it went from Quinta to Melissa, the Italian teacher, or the Sicilian teacher. And then Quinta goes, she is very unique in her job. Oh, yes. And then it cuts to Melissa and she's like, she's bad. Yes. Unique means bad at her job.
Uniquely bad at her job. Talking about the principal, because they know that she ain't shit and she's not going to do shit for them. So the seasoned teachers don't even speak up because they don't expect change. They kind of just go to work and go home. Whereas the younger teachers like Miss T and Mr. Hill, who kind of just follows Miss T, but they're kind of trying. They're like really just like, well, the students need rugs. They need this. They need that. And the principal is giving them a hard time. So, but yes, going into that scene where Miss T tried to go above the principal and email the superintendent just for Miss Howard to tell her, girl, that's just going to kick back to the principal. And it did. So
she said the superintendent does not want to hear from us.
No.
That is on an automatic, I'm on vacation. We have forwarded this to your boss.
Yes, right. Happy trails. So yeah, that just kind of keeps the tension high between Miss T and the principal. And they do these trust conversations, which was basically the teacher just wanted, the principal just wanted to drag Miss T. That's all she wanted to do. And I'm thankful that Miss Barbara or Miss Howard was. I love how I'm trying to be like polite and keep their teacher names like Miss Howard.
Oh, I'm fully like, I realized halfway through this that like I'm thinking if there's a child in the scene, I'm gonna call them Miss Howard, and if they're just among other teachers, I'm gonna use their first name. And I didn't realize I was doing that.
No,
this shit is deeply ingrained.
No, that's real because it depends on the scene because they start either using their names or they use their surnames. So it's tricky.
Oh, that's also true. It is.
Yeah, but it's fine. People know what we're talking about. But yeah, so that was Principal Coleman's way of trying to address Miss T for her, I guess, being offensive, trying to overstep her boundaries and connections, but also not resolving any issues that she had.
No. Also, the way that she called this meeting was so funny because we got to see her on the intercom, and she says that it has come to my attention that some of you, one of you, has problems with the way that I'm doing things. So during a lunch, this lunch, we will be addressing this issue.
Looking right at Miss T, like, yeah.
Staring Janine Teagues just straight into the sunken place.
Literally. So
but yeah, that exercise was trash. It was literally just RuPaul saying, the library is open.
Yes.
Let the reading challenge commence.
And she wanted to go in so bad, but luckily Miss Howard actually stopped that because she was like, no, we're not going to participate in stuff like this. Because why? For what? So,
like, what are you doing? Miss Howard sure did wait until Miss Teagues had to defend herself, look like a fool, and storm out the room to defend her, though.
That is true. It did wait. It took a little while. The camaraderie wasn't there yet.
Mm-hmm. And I love Miss Teagues saying, like, I will not be made to believe, like, I will not be gaslit, basically, into thinking that wanting to do something to improve the lives of my students is a bad thing.
Yes, which was a word. Love that. So hopefully,
because there are so many people and there's so many gatekeepers in education that will drag a well-intentioned educator or staff person just for like wanting to do right by their students. And it's again, they have made it very funny here, but Ava Coleman's are real and less attractive in the real world.
Right, with way less hair.
Yes.
And wig options. I'll say her wig game is killer. There's some nice, long, luxurious human hair wigs on her head. Probably all from the salary of her principal job. So, shout out to that.
Some reallocated funds.
Right. Some of it's going straight to the weave budget. So I get it. But yes.
Sorry, we're not getting Dr. Seuss in the library this year, kids.
No books for you, honey. I need to get this unit for tomorrow. Sorry about it. So I respect that.
Get out of here. I respect that.
it.
Goodbye.
Listen, if she actually said it, like if she's like, listen, you guys, the books, we're gonna have to wait till next season or next semester, and she pops up with like a brand new like bob or something. Like,
she could fully just like try to replace a science class with like a creative writing class and just be like, y'all don't need books. Look, everything you need is within you. Now get to work.
Right. And then she'd like walk away and her hair just kind of like bobbles and moves and shakes. I love the principal. She's like you hate to love her. You do, but you quite
absolutely hate to love her.
Yes. But yes, so the episode wraps up and basically they get the rugs just due to, this is where the camaraderie steps in because the seasoned teachers, Miss Howard and Melissa, they basically chime in saying, you know what do you want to do? Like, Miss T was like, I just want these rugs. That's it. Like, you see the little boy sleeping on the floor. I don't want him to have to sleep on the floor. We need these rugs. Like, it's the kid Xanax. It's the kid version of Xanax. Like, that's it. And then Melissa got on the phone and they were able to get some nice rugs from like the Eagles Stadium.
They got, and I fully wrote, this is definitely, the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. I wrote Seattle Seahawks. Stop. I was like, is that a Seahawk?
You are so silly. Oh my God.
I was like, this must be a Seahawk or something. That's the only bird I can think of. Is there a peacock football team? I want to be on that one.
You were so funny. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles. That's where Melissa says she had her connections because they were building the stadium or renovating the stadium. So
and Quinta's Disney ass, Miss Teague's Disney ass, like wanted to go thank the Melissa and her friend for delivering them, and she said, "Oh, what was your name?" And both of them are like, "I've got no name.
There's no name. There's no name, right?"
There is no name.
She's so sweet and like naive, and Melissa has to like teach her like, yeah, there's no names. Nobody knows where these rugs came from. Don't even say my name. So I respect Melissa. I do not exist.
Please get away from me.
100%. Melissa is a hustler, and you don't say anything about what she does. So, but she came through with the rugs, and all is well as of this school day.
As of this one, maybe 2 school days.
Yeah, I feel like that was all of one day, maybe 2. You might be right.
I think at one point there was 2, because I know that I think on the day of the meeting, she was in the principal was in like her blonde weave, and Quinta was in like a blue get
Oh, yeah, you're right. She changed hair.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that has to be a new day. Now that'd be hilarious if she didn't.
We're still scarred from the Insecure finale and not knowing anything about the
timelines,
timeline.
Right? Listen, they're blurry sometimes. So.
We got trust issues, y'all.
Trust issues. So yes, that is episode 1. We haven't even seen episode 2 yet because they took a break between now and New Year's, so they'll restart next week, right?
They did. They do start up again on the 4th.
Okay.
And I can't wait.
Perfect.
I want to give 2 honorable mentions. One to the 70-year-old custodian who voted for Kanye, that was then teaching the U.S. history in place of Miss Schwartz, who got fired. And he had written on the whiteboard just Illuminati.
Yes.
Talking about, do y'all know who is really responsible for the way things are today? The Illuminati.
Yes.
And then I also want to give a shout out to one of the students, little Sheena, who was in that impromptu meeting that the principal called. After Quinta gave her very impassioned and emotional speech, it really did like shift the tone from comedy to like the reality of what Quinta was like fighting for. Yeah. And then so she was turning to leave. She went to apologize to the other teachers for getting their lunches taken away and caught up. And then she says, and most of all, I'm so sorry to you, Sheena, like you should be out eating lunch. And then she goes to hand Sheena her pizza on a plate, and Sheena, the way Sheena tells her no thank you,
she said no thank you.
The way she said it was like, I know you think you're doing a nice thing, but that looks gross.
Right. Like it holding on to it.
You can tell that Sheena's mama is not about the bullshit. Sheena is not eating GMOs. Sheena's not eating Sheena's on the keto diet herself.
She might be. Sheena was raised
you can get that
right.
bread the fuck away from me.
100%. Get that cafeteria bullshit out of my face. I eat vegetables.
I eat vegetables. Her and Danielle drank their jugs of water in silence.
Listen, right. She is me as a child if I was that healthy.
If I was a healthy child.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. But I am thoroughly enjoying this show.
Same.
I'm into it. I do also love the a little bit. I know we didn't talk much about Gregory Eddie's character, but I do love that they had that moment where Jacob Hill was having, or Mr. Hill was having all that like I hate when like the other schools are predominantly run by women because they know what the fuck is up. So when I have had the experience of being the other like dude on campus, like I hate the obligatory conversations. I hate it. I hate the things that come up. I don't. Oh, you play basketball? You look like you play basketball. Because I'm also less fabulous when I work at these schools because I don't need to bring attention to myself. So some could say that I am straight passing on some days. And I'm also very tall.
You are tall.
So they all want to know who my favorite basketball team is, who I'm rooting for. And my answers are things like Whitney Houston to come back for real, not a hologram.
Yeah.
You know, I want House of Gucci to do well in the box office. That's what I'm rooting for.
Come on, House of Gucci.
That's my team.
That's my team. Favorite team? House of Gucci.
So when Mr. Hill went in for like the hug and got curved with the handshake, I loved that.
Right. He was trying to be so professional. Greg was like, I'm professional. Like, treat me as such. We're not friends or homeboys yet. So, yeah, Gregory is still new to the scene. So I'm excited to see more of him. I will say he's very attractive. Like, I remember him as Everybody Hates Chris for the longest. But seeing him all grown, I'm like, okay, Tyler, I see you. So,
I love when there's a hot teacher on campus.
Yeah, and it looks like he likes Miss T, so there might be a little romance.
Get it for us. It's giving me a better version of the beginning of Parks and Rec, but with an obviously more melanated cast.
Yeah, I do like the mixture of the cast. You know, it's a nice little even playing field right now. So I'm into it.
More melanated, but it is definitely women dominated with which makes sense to schools. Like there's only 2 main male teachers right now.
That's true. And we have a black principal, which is always nice, even though she's not good at her job. But, you know.
That's where we're all looking the other way because, you know, I love seeing us up here.
Right. I love our people, you know, even if they're not great. It's all right.
I love us.
I love us for real.
Oh, God.
Yes. So moving on, we're going to do our Girl Bye segment. Girl Bye is basically the pet peeves, the trials and tribulations of life that we have encountered. And we need to get it off our chest. So Real Camille, do you want to share yours?
Yes. Let me pull up this tweet. I actually tweeted about this today.
Ooh, it's a tweet. Mm-hmm.
Where is it? There is I don't know, is she a senator? Why can't I see
a senator?
Wait.
Senator.
This is so strange. Sometimes I'll be like in my notifications and then like a tweet that I've been like looking at all, like it's my most recent one, but it's just not in my notifications. I don't know. But there is this person, Representative Patricia Morgan. She's the first female minority leader of the Rhode Island House of Representatives. She definitely looks like Nancy Reagan that is not getting enough dick. But she, unprovoked, from what I can tell, unprovoked, she tweeted this today. She said, I had a black friend. There's more.
Terrible start, but go ahead.
We're off to an awful start. 5 words and we're already off the road. She said, I had a black friend. Also, had. So this doesn't work.
Past tense.
You can't use previous friends to like justify your bullshit. Anyway, again, 5 words. The second word, she was already out. I had a black friend. I liked her. And I think she liked me. But now she is hostile and unpleasant. I'm sure I didn't do anything to her except be white. We could stop right there, but we're only halfway through this tweet.
Oh, wait, so she doesn't say why at all? Like, that's it?
Danielle, it is so stupid. She says, I'm sure I didn't do anything to her except be white. Is that what teachers and our political leaders really want for our society? Divide us because of our skin color? Hashtag CRT, which honestly, I haven't even looked at what the CRT hashtag is.
CRT, honey.
Critical race theory. Okay, thank you. This is about critical. So yes,
okay.
That's what this is about. This was all in response to. So I guess this is what the falling out with her and her friend was. She is obviously against teaching critical race theory, and her friend decided to stop being her friend because of her view about critical race theory. And you say critical race theory, you say divide us because of our skin color. I say that is accurate U.S. history. I am so sick. I quote tweeted this and I just said, have you tried not being white, Pat? Because you said, I am sure I didn't do anything to her except be white, which tells me you did something to her.
That's it right there. Yeah.
It's called be white.
You were being white.
So the obvious question, like, science means you have to rule out all of the options, all of the answers. And you have listed the final answer in this tweet.
Yep.
You have to stop being white, Pat.
You gotta stop.
And the first step to stopping being white is delete this tweet. Shut the fuck up. Because teaching critical race, the fact that we even have to rebrand accurate history to mean critical race theory, like, it is ridiculous that black people had to be in shackles, that black people had to be stolen from our country, wiped of our history, our culture, beaten, defiled, all the, the list goes on and on. This isn't new.
Endless.
But we have to deal with all this shit just for you to be here in a position of power in the smallest state that is only known for, like, a big, where the fucking Family Guy takes place.
Exactly.
Like, it's just the audacity of people I love that we're talking about education with this.
Yeah.
With this show that we're also watching, because it is just teaching history, bitch. We need to stop celebrating the rapists of this planet, the Columbuses, all these evil people, the George Washingtons. We need to stop acting like our quote unquote forefathers, that is y'all forefathers, not mine.
Yeah.
But we need to stop acting like these motherfuckers knew what they were talking about when they had wooden teeth.
Listen. Wooden.
What? If they, you mean to tell me you don't think we learned a lick of anything about how to run this society better from these motherfuckers?
Right.
By the way, they were doing drag.
Oh, completely. Wigs.
They were
doing
drag. So I'm so tired. So Representative Pat Sajak, I don't know who this was.
Wait, I like Pat Sajak.
I know. What's her name? Let me not drag Pat. Patricia Morgan. Girl.
She's older.
Shut up. Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
She
She
is gross. Actually, I mean, she's probably 80, but knowing how white people age, she could be a smooth 34.
Oof, child. Tough. Yeah, that is really... it's just gross, but it's love dumb. How she tells on herself, like, she stopped being friends with me probably because I'm white. Well, you're the problem, and you still don't decide to even fix it at all.
The fact that you framed being white as something you did to your friend means that you know
what you did. You did. Yeah. Now, see, I didn't know if it was going to be about the critical race theory. I was about to assume you probably touched her hair. You did something. Completely offensive that she hasn't tried.
Who is to say that those things did not happen?
Right. I'm sure she had some strikes against her already.
This bitch just ran out of characters.
100%. Oh, Pat.
She said a thread.
A thread of reasons that I know you did something first. Oh, gotta love Karens. She's a Karen.
She's a Karen.
A Karen.
Yes. But that's me. What's been grinding your gears this week?
I will say it's COVID related, which is like so exhausting to talk about because everyone talks about it every fucking day. But
what's COVID?
COVID, you know that thing that just won't go away. It's like,
remember when people had that question?
Right. It used to be just a question.
Wait, what's COVID? Oh my God.
Don't ask that question at all because you will never hear the end of it,
It's a fucking scam. You're being played. All right.
It's a scam. It's
all right, Patricia Morgan.
Listen, it's everything. It's the reason why we're here. But yeah, so COVID all around in general, after having COVID and realizing that the company I worked for took away the coverage that they had once implemented. I guess this was after the vaccine came out, because before the vaccine came out, it was like a nice little cushion. Like if you got the COVID at that time, you were able to get sick days, which is something we don't have at my company. It's all personal time off that you have to use. So long story short, after the vaccine came out, I'm assuming is when everything changed, because when I told my boss, hey, I have COVID, what do I do? Like, how do I start the COVID process? And he's like, well, there isn't a process anymore. You're either going to fully work from home, you just don't come into the office, or you take your PTO and take days off that way because there's no sick time. And I will say that just like annoyed me to the core. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was genuinely sick. I wasn't playing games. And the way they had to set it up, I still had to email my results to my HR. She had to call me. We had to do timestamps of like when I was diagnosed basically, or got my results. And it was just such a process. But all that to say, there's no coverage behind it, which is just, more corporate bullshit, more capitalist bullshit. And it's shitty because I have coworkers to this day that are still getting COVID who work in the office full time because they might be one of the sewers or something, like they're working in the office. So they, can't work from home unless they have a sewing machine at home. I don't know how else you're going to get the work done. But
come on now.
like, it's just crazy to think that the coverage isn't there with a lot of these corporate companies, big or small. I mean, if you're a small company, I get it. You probably can't really afford having that type of coverage for your employees. However, it just sucks that the government no longer supports us. The CDC just announced that all you need is 5 days off of work to recover from COVID. Like everyone has the same type of symptoms or something. It's depressing. It's really depressing, and it's just really shitty that our country just doesn't care. I mean, it's nothing new. Don't get me wrong. I know and am fully aware that we were never really taken care of in the first place as a society, but when it
just makes you think, like, what's it gonna take?
What does it take? Like, I feel like a lot more people would have to die for it to really be a concern, but even then, I don't even think it's enough.
It wouldn't.
It's not
because
enough.
At the end of the day, as hard as it is, people dying also solves another problem. And I feel like that's the way a lot of these motherfuckers are looking at it.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's all about the money. That's all we give a fuck about. We care about keeping things open because another shutdown is not an option. And we're out here just literally fending for ourselves as families, as individuals, as businesses, as anything. Like, you literally have to figure out your own way of survival. So I'm never mad when people are starting to flee the country. Like, I totally get it. If you can, bon voyage, good for you. I wish I had like dual citizenship somewhere.
Right? Shit, that is the last thing I'm mad about. Like, I used to get mad about people that just like, kept just doing whatever the fuck, and I still get annoyed about it sometimes, but also like, I don't know what anyone's home life is. I don't know who anyone is trying to provide for. And at the end of the day, there are not good alternatives to.
No.
There's just not good alternatives that are being provided for us by our government. So it's like you said, we are fending for ourselves.
We're fending for ourselves from this bizarre disease. I'm thankful my symptoms weren't crazy. I just had like cold light symptoms for a solid 10, maybe 12 days, because I know I was sick before I went to the urgent care finally. So with that said, I gave COVID to my grandparents. However, they are asymptomatic today. So that's always a good thing. However, not everyone is the same. Like I said, my coworker, I have another coworker who has it, and she said it's been pretty bad, but she also has asthma. So again, those underlying issues with your body will affect you real different with the COVID. So if you can avoid it, by all means try, but I understand it's New Year's. You want to go party. You want to do what you want to do. Hell, if I didn't get COVID at all, I probably would still be outside too. But honestly, the way it's been whipping around, it's catching all my friends. I'm just like, damn, I wasn't even around you, and you got
it's weird when it's like people that are close to you.
Hell yeah, like calling you like, oh, I got it, and I'm like, damn. It's like, and it takes no time. Like, I know where I got it, and like the very next day is like when I started feeling ill. So this new variant, honey, this Omarion, this one is
She quick.
She's got running shoes on. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Oh my god, I love that. She's
out here, so be careful.
She on the run.
She's on the run. She's running dashes.
The Omicron variant, it's the on the run variant. Come on now.
On the run variant. I like that. Let's keep that. Keep that, Jeff.
Let's make t-shirts.
Yeah, we need to make some t-shirts.
Teas.
Yes.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
And it's all we can do is keep taking care of ourselves, because we have such little control over this or many things in our lives.
Yeah.
But we got to keep on living. This earth is still spinning, even though it is trying to eradicate us glacier by glacier. I'm not helping. There's shit going on in the world, and we're all like aware of it, and we just have to find a way to make it.
We just have to find a way. That's right. Get your scams in order. Do whatever you need to do. Make your money. Hustle. Because they're not going to send us any more checks. I really wish they would.
Please. The way that they botched that whole system and got mad at us for it. Like, okay, girl. Okay.
And yeah, they could pull the plug on these student loans anytime.
Any second.
Anytime. Listen.
I got an email from whatever this new company is, because the company that was previously managing my student loans, I guess, they died, disintegrated, was taken out to the backyard and shot. But this new company slid into my email saying, "Hi, it's us."
Like, we're gonna take over.
I will gladly move that email to the trash, because no. They push it back another 5 months, and if this motherfucker just keeps postponing for this entire presidency, I will not be surprised, but I'm gonna shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be so annoying. So annoying. Like, just get rid of it, please.
But blessings ahead.
Yeah.
I'm excited about things in 2022 regardless.
Truly.
So we gonna do it. We gonna fucking 2020 do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make more money. We're going to have more trips, more vacations.
Yes, I'm manifesting a move in 2022, and I'm excited about it. Not a big move in terms of like distance, but an important move for me.
Yes, that's always good. Definitely make the move for you and your peace. More peace this next year. Pray for that. More growth, more money. Better sex. I'm here for all of that.
Better sex. Any sex. Let's go.
No.
I take it back. I take that back.
Wait, but it's got to be good. You got to promise the good. Don't give me just anything.
good, consensual, and good.
Yeah, all of that.
These are the tenets.
These are the terms and tribulations for next year. So I'm excited, but this wraps up this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes. If you're interested in watching Abbott Elementary, it comes on ABC on Tuesdays. It is streaming on Hulu. I think it goes up on Hulu on Wednesdays, the day after.
Correct.
And then it's also streaming on this app called Fubo. So, Fubo with O.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. But yes, feel free to watch the show and keep up with us. And we're going to keep them coming.
Oh, it really is a streaming TV. Fubo TV.
Fubo TV.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening. And we'll talk to you next time. Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.
I know you wanna take a peek. Welcome to the Cirque du Frio Freak. We hangin', sangin', bangin', bangin', making all this mental money. Let's get do it. I know you wanna take a peek. Welcome to Cirque du Frio Freak. We hangin' and singin' and bangin' and bangin' and making